Did you hear about that guy whose dad had $1 million policy, but it didn't pay out? Yeah, let's talk about it because that's foul. So here's the thing. If you have a life insurance policy through your job and you decide to either quit, get a new job, you get laid off, sometimes those benefits do not transfer. Most of the time, your benefits will not transfer. So before you say, oh, I already have life insurance through my job, you need to read through that contract. And if you do not understand anything that's on there, you need to call and find out. So, long story short, the dad was transferring to another position, right? In the middle of him transferring to another job, he passed away. So, what happened? They denied the claim because he technically didn't work for them anymore. So, this is why I always say, even if you have life insurance through your job, get outside life insurance. Tomorrow isn't promised. You don't know what's going to happen, especially if you have kids. I don't have kids and I have two policies. So it's like when I see people walking around here with kids and they're like, oh, yeah, I don't have life insurance. I'm like, why? Don't you care about your kids? Especially when you can get $500,000 policy between $30 and $60. So even if you don't have kids, but you have a mortgage and you want to leave that house to somebody else in your family, God forbid anything happens to you, and you still don't have life insurance, that's a problem. So if you have homeowners insurance, you should also have mortgage protection insurance. But I say this to say, I'm talking to people almost every day, and I'm finding out that a lot of people do not have life insurance. And when the owner of the company I work for said it's 32 million people like me that are underinsured or uninsured, I thought, okay, at first I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be true. And while you can go to Google, but when you start talking to people every day, you find out that it is surprisingly true. If I talk to 10 people, 7 of those 10 do not have insurance. And I know some people are like, well, we could barely afford our bills and we could barely do this. I really don't want to hear it, because if I told you for $1,000 you can get a Lamborghini, taxes paid, gas free for a year, insurance paid up, you would find $1,000. If I told you that you could get a fully furnished house for $5,000, I bet you will find $5,000 to get that house. So I don't really like to deal with excuses and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, we find money for what we want to do. Okay. And we all know that. So if you could get a $50 policy and it protects your family, I just don't understand why you just wouldn't do it. So I say all that to say, tomorrow isn't promised. If you have life insurance with your job, get it from an outside source, because you never know what will happen with that job, especially in this economy. You see what's going on. Party City, they had people come to work and they was closing down like that day. They didn't even give them a notice. They're just like, oh, we're closing. At the end of the day, to some of these corporations, not all, you're just a number. So you need to protect yourself and your family first. So if you don't have insurance, or if you would like me to look at your policy, book a consultation below. Everything that you need will be in the description or in the pinned comment. Now, if you are looking to build wealth with life insurance, watch this video right here.